Welcome to the summary of No Excuses, The Power of Self-Discipline by Tracy. Let's uncover the gems together. Key point 1. To achieve personal success, you need to put in the work. Anyone can be successful, but you need to understand that self-discipline is a necessary component. Without it, you're not going to get anywhere. What is success to you? Try to paint a picture in your mind. Many people want a certain thing, their own idea of success, but the effort to get there seems too much like hard work. There's always some excuse they tell themselves to back up why they didn't just go for it. They're taking the easy way out. You need to be self-disciplined and commit to the process. Success is not going to fall from the sky. A successful person has put in the work. They've sacrificed and vowed not to cut corners to get where they want to be. They don't make excuses. But an unsuccessful person is quite the opposite. There is always something else they deem more important to do. But success won't come your way just because you want it. It won't come your way just because you've decided to put in the effort. You need to put your effort in the places it matters. You've no doubt heard the saying, practice makes perfect. That's what you need to do if you want to be successful. You're not born knowing how to do everything. Instead, you must learn, research, and practice. It can be frustrating, but that's where self-discipline comes in. Other successful people can be your inspiration here. Look for podcasts and books and spend your time poring over them, learning from their experiences. If possible, you could even reach out and ask the burning questions you're bound to have. Attaining your goals doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't come your way simply because you've decided you want it. You need to be prepared to work over the long term. Part of that is learning from the best and following their lead. Carve out your route, but it never hurts to listen to their secrets and implement them into your own life. Soon, you'll learn exactly how to move ahead and reach your goals. They may seem far off, but every journey has to start somewhere. Key point 2. Main ingredients in the recipe for success. Every single experience we encounter in life changes us. Sometimes that change is for the better, and sometimes it's for the worst. Regardless of the event, your character changes as time goes on. Depending upon your actions, you can strengthen or weaken them. Every single day you will need to make choices. Some of those choices will be much larger than others. For instance, choosing what to have for breakfast is far less important than deciding whether to say yes to a job interview. However, every choice should be taken proactively and positively. Come up with your choices with goals in mind. Is this choice going to move me closer to my goal? That's what you need to ask yourself. Of course, sometimes you may be tempted to choose the easier or more attractive option, but this is where self-discipline comes in, along with a healthy dose of integrity. Living with integrity means living your life and making choices in alignment with your values. Going for the easy option shows a lack of integrity. Can you see how self-discipline and integrity work hand in hand? It takes a lot of discipline always to make decisions in line with integrity. It's so tempting to make the easier choice sometimes, but your self-discipline causes you to question your choice and move it towards something more positive. A person of integrity will always be viewed more positively in life. Virtue and character will open doors for you because you're showing that you can be trusted and have solid values. These are essential things in life, but it's surprising how many people don't hold them in high regard. Here's how you can focus on developing your character and integrity. Identify people you admire and how they carry themselves. The more you watch them, the more you're likely to absorb those values. Act like the people you admire. Of course, this doesn't mean not being yourself, but taking on board strong and positive traits that could help you achieve your goals. Practice makes perfect. Developing your character won't happen overnight, but you'll notice significant gains with plenty of exercises. Hold yourself responsible for a higher standard than anyone else expects of you. Brian Tracy. Key point 3. Implement the 7-step method. Self-discipline is great, but you need to set clear goals for it to work. You can do that by physically writing them down. Most people sit and think about their goals, but don't make them a reality. When you manually write them down, you're taking a step toward creating a strategy and manifesting them. Go ahead and write it down. Then work out how you can make it work. What do you need to do to start taking steps forward? This plan will stop you from procrastinating and failing to make headway toward your dreams in life. Put simply, you'll create a laser focus. Of course, scribbling down what you want to achieve isn't going to make it happen magically. When you pick up a pen and write something down, you're storing it in your subconscious and affirming your desires. The other side is that you're simply triggering your brain into action by saying what you want. Writing down your goals gives you purpose, translating into a roadmap to follow. To keep this on track, you can then try the 7-step method. Be specific about what you want. Define the details. Write it down. When do you want it to happen? Set a deadline or break it down into smaller time-set milestones. Write down the actions you need to achieve your aim. What problems may stand in your way and how will you find your way around them? What skill do you need? What do you need to learn? Who can help you? Look at your list of brainstormed thoughts and organize it. What action is the most important and what should come first? Look at the first step on your list and do it. Dedicate yourself to taking one action daily that moves you closer to your overall goal. The 7-step method focuses your mind and forces you into action. There's no sitting around and thinking, one day. Instead, you're taking small, albeit baby steps toward the thing you want the most. By doing this, you're creating momentum, which will keep you on track. Did you know? Just 3% of the adult population write down their goals. However, the same number are also the highest earners. Key point 4. Happiness is success in itself. Most people will tell you that the one thing they want in life is to be happy. They don't realize that if you're happy, you're already successful. You can make all the money on the planet, but what is the point if it doesn't bring you happiness? Brian Tracy tells us that human happiness all boils down to one thing: the law of control. When you feel you have control over your life, you feel happy. How happy you are depends on how in control you feel. When you don't feel in control and external factors influence your life, you're less likely to have positive feelings. True happiness comes from within. Placing your satisfaction in someone else's hands means giving them control. Being in control of your life sounds easy, but it's easy to take far too much notice of the things happening in your vicinity and allow them to influence your mood. However, you make your own decisions, decide what you do about them, and choose to take action if something doesn't bring you joy. You are in control. However, happiness isn't a goal you can work toward. It's something that happens along the way. For example, you feel happy when you're doing something you enjoy. 5 ingredients add up to a recipe of happiness, allowing you to keep the reins of control in your hands. A focus on health. When you decide to live a life of health and wellness, you increase your energy levels. You'll feel more focused, have more willpower, and be able to take steps toward your goals. Fulfilling relationships. Identify the positive relationships in your life and cultivate them. Get rid of toxic relationships. Choose work that means something to you. If your job makes you feel fulfilled, every day will be lighter and more meaningful. A positive relationship with money. Money problems are one of the most common stress causes. Make a money plan and do your best to get out of debt, even if it takes a little time. Realizing your potential. This is called self-actualization, which means that you feel you're on your way to achieving your aims. Self-discipline is essential to happiness. Brian Tracy. Key point 5, maintain a healthy weight to boost your health. To succeed in life, you must build a strong foundation. That basis is your health. Self-discipline is vital when it comes to your health. It's easy to fall into unhealthy practices, such as eating fatty foods, overeating, drinking alcohol, or not getting enough sleep. These will all zap your energy levels and cause you to procrastinate on the things you want. Being healthy is also a step toward being happy. But when you live a healthy life, you're also more likely to live longer. The average life expectancy is just that, average. Do you want to be average? Of course not. You should aim to live longer and increase your chances of that happening by focusing on your health and well-being. Modern medicine has done a lot to eradicate previously common diseases. Still, some of the most common causes of death are related to poor lifestyle. Heart disease, heart attack, diabetes, and in addition to these, cancer. While we don't have control over cancer, we can focus on living healthily to reduce risk factors. The first step is to ensure you achieve and maintain a healthy weight. You can do this by eating a balanced diet and exercising regularly. Of course, you will need a large amount of willpower to do this, especially if you need to lose weight at the start. But it's a journey that will be more than worth the effort for your happiness and chances of living a longer life. Brian Tracy talks about the Olympic diet. It is a diet that top Olympic-level athletes follow, getting fantastic results. Not only will you achieve and maintain a healthy weight for your height, but you'll also notice a difference in how alert you feel, how much energy you have, and your concentration levels. The Olympic diet consists of plenty of lean source protein and a varied diet of fresh fruits and vegetables. In addition, you need to drink plenty of water to stay hydrated. The ideal aim is around 8 glasses every day. With a strong focus on health, not only will you feel more in control and much happier, but you will have more days in your life to be successful. Key point 6, get your heart rate up, live longer, and be more successful. Of course, health isn't only about food, it's also about exercise. The best type of exercise is aerobic, and ensure that you do this regularly throughout every week. Aerobic exercise means you're getting your heart rate up. The ideal aerobic exercise is 3 times per week for around 30 minutes to 1 hour each time. You can exercise like this in many ways, but a few good options include walking, running, cycling, cross-country skiing, and swimming. But living a long and healthy life is about more than exercise. It's also about making sure you get enough rest. Far too many assume that sleep is a luxury, but it's necessary. Aim for around 7 to 8 hours of good and uninterrupted sleep every night. That means no more sleeping in on the weekends, and make sure you set your alarm for the same time every day. You need to get your body into a rhythm. That takes self-discipline. Of course, rest doesn't just mean sleep. It might sound counterproductive to talk about taking time off work when the whole point is to take action and be successful. But work-life balance is vital. Without this, your brain will struggle to come up with new ideas, you won't be able to focus, and you'll start procrastinating far too easily. Always take your vacation leave from work, and don't be tempted to work extra during the evenings and weekends. You'll find that when you go back to work, your brain is clear and you're raring to go. Implementing a healthy lifestyle also gives you something else: a good attitude toward life. Attitude is vital in your journey to success. When you have a good mood, you can overcome bumps in the road, and you're more likely to see opportunities when others see problems. It's about cultivating a sense of positivity, and it's easier to achieve when you're happy. Of course, we know that health is a part of happiness too. Optimism is just as important as self-discipline when achieving your goals in life. You have to feel like you're going to get where you want to be, rather than assuming that life will come and push your efforts off kilter. Positivity and optimism will help with that. Conclusion: nobody is an overnight success. You might hear about these on the news, but the story behind them is often quite different. Success takes a lot of invested time, energy, hard work, and focus. With a massive dose of self-discipline, this is made 10 times easier and entirely possible. The bottom line is that you will not arrive at your final destination without it. Instead, you'll rue your missed chances, and really you would only have yourself to blame. Human nature is to put things off until tomorrow and take the easy route, but that approach doesn't work when you're trying to be successful. Self-discipline cuts into that, forcing you to think differently and making you question the direction you need to go. You will think clearly, make a plan, focus, and take action. And with plenty of effort, you'll achieve your goals. Right now, you're nowhere near where you want to be, so clearly, your current approach isn't working. And that's okay. You're not alone. But you now need to take ownership of your life and start steering it where you want it to go. Take control, stay disciplined, and who knows what you may achieve. Tracy gives some fantastic advice on cultivating self-discipline and planning your future. So, what is it going to be? Are you just going to think, I'll do that someday? Or will you turn your life around and hit the high notes? The choice is yours. Try this. Who do you admire? Who conducts themselves in a way that draws you to them? Study their approach and identify the traits you want to reflect in yourself. Start saving a certain amount of your salary every month for your future. Look into courses and qualifications you can take to help you reach your goals. That's all for now. More intriguing summaries are just a click away.